Hello guys, we are finally back with the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc. I am your host Sleepy Celestial. Now let's get right into this. Now the first episode of the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc did not disappoint one bit. It started off with exactly how I expected, came off with a bang. After a long-awaited anime return, after a decade and a half, Bleach have made its appearance again. And guys, it was an amazing episode to kick off the Bleach anime return. Now we got a pretty cool monologue, which is titled Monologue of a King, which we started getting introduction to the new villain of the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc, which is the Quincy Empire King, which started speaking in the monologue. He mentioning that in 900 years he regained his consciousness, in 90 years he regained his mind, and then in 9 years he regained his power. Now the Quincy King is someone that we haven't got introduced to, but as manga readers we will talk about that later on in the video. At the end he finished giving the monologue. We started seeing that he started speaking and talking about how it's time to regain everything back. It's time to start the war, or it's time to begin the hunt. And we got this menacing look of this most nostalgic mustache that I ever seen, and that piercing eyes that shows that this villain is ready to cause so much mayhem for our viewers. And then we cut right from that. We started getting a small monologue part 2, which started going on a warning alert, and that the warning alert started from Captain Mayuri, which is from the 12th Division captain, started talking about that what is going on. He started asking the division seat 3 Akon, started asking him like what is going on at the moment. He started seeing that there's a lot of spiritual pressure as well as human are being disappeared rapidly, and not only in the soul society but at the same time in the human world. And as well as there is a trait that mentioned that each realm, which is the soul society as well as the human realm and Hakamundu, have to maintain a certain balance. Now I know they brought that they actually brought that information way back in the series, back in the old Bleach, that the Quincy's as well as the Hollow has always been clashing with each other, and one of the disagreements they always have is that how to disband or how to destroy the Hollows without coming back. The Quincy's are able to, when they kill a Hollow, they don't just kill them, they actually erase them from existence. Whereas the Hollow, their job is to maintain and to change the Hollows into some sort of a pure-hearted soul. So they have two ways of trying to deal with things, but it's not working. Going on to that, we started seeing two Shimigamis, that Yutsuki and Shino, who began patrolling the area of Karakura Town, which they just father characters, but just to give us the reintroduction to the Hollows and how menacing they look. And may I say that the animation is very beautiful. It's so detailed and it's so clean and smooth. It felt like you was watching an entire anime by watching episode 1. We further on just the reintroduction to the characters. We started getting the powers. We got the reintroduction to Otohime Inoue, ICHIGO KUROSAKI, of course, main character, ISHIDA, URYU, and SADO, SADO. Then the former encounter of the Hollows, led by the chase throughout the entire Karakura Town, and then famously we started seeing Ichigo through his famous gesture while his song is being played in the background, Then we saw Ichigo bust out his favorite move, which is Getsuga Tensho, right? And cleanly handles those hollows. And it goes to show, like, it was pretty cool to see the and I think I really love the reintroduction, how they gave us the characters, and the episode felt such refreshing after all these years. It felt like you was really focused on what they trying to go for this arc. And you know, Ichigo managed to kill the hollows, and Shino, unless he witnessed all that happened, next thing you know, they woke up in Ichigo's room and they were eating, right? While they were eating, Ichigo was like, yeah, you were probably starving in here, get something to eat. And they managed to save his sister, and the young Shimigami was unconscious, and he managed to wake up. He literally was like puzzled, like he thought something happened to him. And he woke up, he's looking for his sister that he was patrolling Karakura town with. And while Ichigo's talking with his friends and everything, it looked like a very gloomy afternoon. And this mysterious character showed up. And he started asking Ichigo, you know, my name is Eburn, and I'm here to talk to Ichigo Kurosaki. And Ichigo was like, I'll give you a couple of minutes to get your body off my bed. And he didn't listen, so Ichigo managed to kick him. And next thing you know, they start fighting outside. Like, all his friends were like not really worried. And we knew the amount of boost that Ichigo got from his previous fighting throughout the whole anime leading up to this arc. So they felt pretty comfortable that he could handle it. Upon Ichigo fighting, he was like, are you a hollow? Are you one of Aizen's goons? And Eburn got so upset. He was like, a hollow? He was like, how could you compare me to something so loathly? And then out of nowhere, he pulled out his shrift. He showed like he has an emblem like URYU, and he's a Quincy. And we thought URYU was the only Quincy left, but I guess not. Then he started fighting Ichigo, while we cut right to the other scene. They started investigating. Squad 11 started investigating with Yumachika as well as Ikkaku. They started investigating to know what the heck is going on right now. And upon them searching, they said that people started disappearing, as well as like where they disappeared, they disappeared right in the middle of where they were walking. And they didn't just be destroyed, they were completely obliterated. And then we cut the scene again to Squad Yamamoto and his barracks, and he's just minding his business. And then upon him turning around, we saw an encounter between Yamamoto and somebody in his squad got basically killed. And they started asking Yamamoto, and then Yamamoto turned around. He saw these mysterious masked figure started talking to Yamamoto. It was like, isn't this important for you to take action when you see danger? And then Yamamoto replies, is like, there's no greater security than him, even when he's here. And then out of nowhere, we saw this gigantic arrow made of light stab someone. When we look, we saw Sasuke Kibe, which is the squad 1 vice captain, and he got stabbed so bad that Yamamoto took action so quickly. And then he asked Chojuro Sakagiri to imply that the wall by Ryujin Jatka, also he is angered, and then he attacks the intruder. But by the time Yamamoto even trying to make sure that they were attacked, the Quincy's escape into a weird type of shadow. Chojuro wasn't just a character, but so much significance in Bleach in the series. So his death didn't really matter to me at that point, but showing it now, they gave him more meaning in the anime. And he started saying something right before, after the Quincy's, fly off. He told Yamamoto that these guys could take our Bunkai, and then as he's saying it, he's bleeding out so bad that by the time he trying to say what he had to say, we end up seeing Sasakibe died. And then we flash forward to the Venren Rock, right? The Venren Reich. And we saw the masked hooded figure. One of them took the mask off, and he was talking to the Quincy King, which we end up knowing his name at the end. His name is Lord Yorwatch. He is the Quincy King, as I mentioned. He's not only menacing, but he don't like people being on top of things unless he's in charge. And he mentioned, what did I tell you guys for not arguing with me? And I dislike conflict. The animation went from 0 to 100 real quick, showing that this guy is not ready to fuck around at all. He is so menacing, but so chill. He was like, how long is gonna take for us to invade? And he showed a smile, like, okay, I think we're ready to start moving out. So they started testing the Soul Society as well as our hero friends, just to see where everybody's at. The biggest warning from this episode is that we don't know what's about to happen in the next episode, but it's setting up so good that I think the fights that we're gonna be ready to see, I would have to start watching it in real time, and I'm planning to see if we could do that. But this was episode 1 of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I believe this episode did so much justice by introducing characters that are more, I think that's a showing jump thing where each character will be more menacing than the next. And episode 2 will be phenomenal as well. Episode 2 of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is called The Foundation Stones, and I think it's gonna be focusing on the continuation of the rest of the episode, and it will go on to what's gonna be even great. They're setting up episode 1 and 2 for the climax of the first core of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. So Foundation Stone will be the next episode that I cover, and let me know if you guys are excited for what's coming, and we'll make something special for the next episode. I am your host, Sleepy Celestial. I am signing out.